With so many game releases coming out every single year, it can be tough deciding what to play next. Today, I'm going to be talking through 5 games that I personally enjoy, but I wouldn't recommend them to other people. My name is James, and I started this channel simply because I love video games. If that sounds like you, please subscribe to my channel so that you can see more videos just like this one. My friends are getting pickier and pickier about what they choose to spend their time on. Everybody has their own preferences when it comes to games, so the games that I chose today are specifically ones that I know are not going to be for most people. A couple of them I would even say I know are bad, but I enjoy them just the same. I wouldn't recommend any of these games to the general public, but they're ordered by most recommend all the way down to least recommend. So the first game that I want to talk about is Mario vs. Donkey Kong on Nintendo Switch. This one actually came out earlier this year, and I believe it's a remake. And I'm not sure if it's a one-for-one remake or like they changed it up a little bit. The reason that this one ended up in here is that I like this game, but I think that the general public doesn't really care for puzzle games. And this game is just one big puzzle game. I bought and I played this game on my channel, actually. It was before I was reviewing games, so I don't have a review up. Even as a lover of puzzle games, I found myself getting kind of frustrated with it. If you like puzzly platformers, this might be the game for you. Coming up next is Death Stranding. This one is weird because it has the budget and polish of like a huge AAA game, but its style and the way that it's delivered is actually quite unique. This one's easier to recommend than the other games on my list because it is a Hideo Kojima game, so you do have a lot of the fun characters and the weird story and a lot of cool like backstories and an interesting world, but a large portion of the gameplay does involve you as Sam Porter Bridges just walking around and delivering packages, which doesn't really look interesting to your average person. And it's hard to sell somebody on this game because you really do just kind of have to play it and experience it to get it. I really just don't know how to describe it. It's not enough to say that like walking from this station to that station is like a puzzle, and it's not enough to say that it's relaxing and that it has a good vibe, and it's not enough to say any of these individual things, but when you bring them all together, Death Stranding ends up being very special. Up next is Star Wars Outlaws. I did post my spoiler-free review of Star Wars Outlaws probably about 2 weeks ago, and it's not a secret that I like this game. I also understand what people don't like about this game. It is just a very standard Ubisoft game. It is a big open world with lots of activities that don't really feel very significant, and a lot of people just don't really jive with that. Stealth isn't really all there, the combat isn't really all there, the story takes a very long time to get going, that if you're the kind of person that likes to try out a couple hours of a game before kind of deciding if you're going to see it all the way through, you probably drop this game. I think that's all I'm going to say about Star Wars Outlaws for right now. If you want to know my full thoughts, you can go check out that review. Before I give my last 2, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you like this video. I'm trying to get to 300 subscribers by the end of this year. Up next is Scars Above. Scars Above is a third-person shooter that in the marketing was designed to look a lot like Returnal, which I don't really think helps the game at all. Well, it probably helps the game in that it got me and other people like me to play it, but it did not help the game in that this game is nothing like Returnal. Other than it, I guess, being a third-person sci-fi shooter. I like Scars Above because it taps into the dude bro, like turn off your brain energy, where I'm just gonna like shut my brain off, shoot some stuff. When I'm ready to turn my brain back on, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna go play something else. The game is not particularly well polished. It doesn't really have a great story. It really doesn't have much going for it other than that dude bro energy. And unless somebody tells me specifically that they're looking for that, I don't think I would recommend it. The game does get like insanely hard for no reason at some points, which I kind of think made the game a little bit more fun as far as like trying to like grind through an area each time I sat down to play. I'm glad that I played it. My experience with it was solid, but I would definitely not say that it's a solid game, and I would not go around recommending it to people. Coming up next is ZombiU. This is another weird one because it's kind of a survival game and kind of a story-based zombie game. The thing that it does best is probably utilize the Wii U gamepad, which I'm not about to recommend anybody to pick up a Wii U or this game in 2024. But when I think back to playing this game, I played it in college, and the stuff that they were able to do with this game, as far as like managing your inventory, was on the Wii U gamepad. So when you would look down at your gamepad, you couldn't see what was going on around you, which would be the stuff on the screen. Another thing that I thought was cool was the kind of permadeath system, or like permadeath light, that I had never really played a game like that before, where when you die, that character is done for, and you spawn in as a brand new character, and you have to go and kill your zombified self to be able to get all of your stuff back. I loved that game when I played it on a Wii U, and I was really disappointed when I looked at the reviews for it and found out that nobody liked this game. Like, not even the people that like every game. Except I guess I did. The game's called ZombiU, but there was a version of it that was released on Xbox One and PS4 that's just called Zombie, just Zombi. I tried playing it on my Xbox One, and it's really just not as good. I don't know if it's not as good because when you don't have the gimmick of the gamepad making you like jump up and down and like do all this weird stuff, that it actually becomes a really dull experience. Or I don't know if it's just not as good because I've played a lot of games since then, and the kind of in my taste in games has changed since then too. Anyway, don't play this game. I think that's all I have to say about ZombiU. And that means that's the end of this video. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. In the comment section, please let me know what games you like that you wouldn't recommend to other people. Until next time, the best way to keep up with me is on Twitter and on Instagram at James_Solar, and on Blue Sky at jamessolar.bsky.social. Thanks, guys.